Welcome to the International Harp Therapy Campus site. My name is Christina Tourin, and in this short video, I would like to offer you information on our new study format and the exciting opportunities that await you. Having found this site, something has called to you. You have come to the portal of the Training in Therapeutic Harp. There are many avenues to take in the realm of harps. All students aiming for a full certification through the International Harp Therapy Program take our Level 1 program or its equivalent. This means that you can take the program totally online now with no travel, or that you can come in as what we call an other program graduate and directly enter into our Level 2 certification program. Our first journey down this path begins with our newly developed Level 1 complete online certification study. Let's take a few moments to see what we cover in our standards module. These are courses that are required in all of the accredited programs through the National Standards Board for Therapeutic Musicians. For those coming in as other program graduates, we will rendezvous with the Level 2 information later on in this visual journey. According to Greek legend, Hippocrates spent hours under the sycamore tree, also known as the plane tree, teaching medicine to his students. Our roots in healing music date back to these ancient times. Healing with sound, music, and the harp date back to ancient Greece and Egypt, as well as the more recent medieval times. Many people ask, why the harp? The harp can offer more than a melody line. It is a polyphonic instrument, very portable, so not to crowd the room, which is often small, and have a very pleasing, soothing tonal color. But most of all, the harp can produce a very clear overtone, or series of overtones, by the nature of plucking the string in the middle. This enables the work we do with overtones to match resonant tones within the body. The lyre was used in ancient times and throughout the ages. This stringed instrument developed into our modern world harps. Let's call upon the muses to help us through this rich journey. Our muses will introduce the 9 months of training. A basic outline of the 9 months is as follows. In September, we have the muse Cleo, who is the muse of history, or the glorious one. Our lecturers are Jean Martin, who speaks on mythology and music, Dr. Amy Canner, who lectures on music, medicine, and the magic of the harp. Paul Guess leads us in an exercise where we create our persona as a healer through the story of Orpheus and Eurydice. For our music development, we focus on how to find the mode of a piece. In October, Calliope, the muse of epic poetry, of beautiful speech, takes us on our journey. She holds a tablet and a stylus. Our second muse will focus on the ability to communicate through words, our study of counseling and psychology skills. We will be studying the Dorian mode in our music development. We will also be studying counseling and psychology, creating and enabling language, and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. This will help you understand more about yourself and interactions with others. Our lecturer is Dr. Jim Peterson, Emeritus. Our November muse is Erato, music of love. During this month, we will be learning about listening skills, empathic communication, Alexander technique, self-care, and our music study will focus on the Aeolian mode. Our lecturer is Dr. Richard McQuillan. In December, we are introduced to Music of Astronomy and Astrology by the muse Urania. During this month, we will delve into the power of sound, musical elements and overtones, cymatics, acoustics, and music study. Our mode that we will study this month is the Mixolydian mode, and our lecturers are Don Campbell on the spirit in sound, Jeff Folk on cymatics, and Ani Williams on Ficino and the Hermetic traditions of sound and healing. In January, our muse Mel Pomini, the muse of tragedy and beautiful singing, will lead us into the history of hospice. We will go through case studies, learn how to do record keeping, and our music study will focus on the Locrian mode as it is in relationship to the Aeolian mode. Our lecturers are Deborah Nolan on hospital and hospice etiquette, and Richard Groves from the Sacred Art of Living and Dying program and the Anam Cara project. In February, our muse is Polyhymnia, the muse of the sacred song. We will be working with ethics, information on music therapy, music thanatology, therapeutic musicianship, sound healing, the National Standards Board for Therapeutic Musicians, and our music lecturer is Barbara Crow. In addition, we will be covering the basics of living anatomy with Judith Hitt. Our music study will be covering the Ionian mode. In March, we then have Euterpe, the muse of well-pleasing music and poetry. We will be going through different populations that we serve with harp therapy. These include people who have Alzheimer's disease, cerebral palsy, autism, who've had a stroke, people in rehabilitation units, playing for people during childbirth, and interactive work. Our music study will focus on the pentatonic mode, which we affectionately call the angel mode. Our April muse, Thalia, is the muse of comedy. And we need a little comedy when we start working with our administrative skills, our marketing, and giving presentations. Our music study then focuses on the Middle Eastern mode and how to improvise in that mode. In May, we have Tsipkari for the Muse of Dance. And we will be preparing you for your practicum experience, how to introduce yourself to get the internship that you desire and have it turn into a future position. And the music study will be on the Chinese 5 elements, leading into the Celtic Circle of Music. We will introduce to you the Level 2 on the Resonance Studies and the Interactive Community Music Making options. Usually, the second or third Tuesday of the month is when we hold a conference call. You can find these dates on the schedule. This is where you get to know your classmates, ask questions, and often listen to presentations by keynote speakers. We also have a forum where you can converse with your classmates. And if you continue on to the Level 2 Resonance Studies, you will have the wonderful bonding experiences with classmates for a lifetime. You have just journeyed through the requirements as set forth by the National Standards Board for Therapeutic Musicians, our accrediting board. You may find out more information by going to their website, therapeuticmusician.org. At the end of the 9 months, you may begin your 40-hour internship, which takes place in your own locale. We will step you through the process of setting this up. You will be finishing your music development and requirements and start developing your portfolio. You may be having some questions at this point. Here are some of the typical questions and a visual guide to where you can find the answers. The first question people ask, do I need a therapy harp? We accept all sizes of harps into the program. Larger harps have a resonance in the bass strings that the smaller harps lack. However, we recommend some amazing small harps that are exceptionally resonant and very lightweight, making it possible to move freely around in the patient's room and extending the instrument to those who are kinesthetically inclined to want to play the harp. The International Harp Therapy Program endorses a balance between music, medicine, and spirituality. Certified practitioners offer both bedside music and interactive work with patients. At the core of the program, the practitioner recognizes that each individual has their own resonant tone, their own style of music preference, their own mood, and their own rhythm. Combining these elements, the practitioner offers the client or the patient their own personal musical journey or their own cradle of sound to help them in emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual healing. The International Harp Therapy Program trains its practitioners in the following areas: to learn an enabling language to help bring out the best in all people, to understand the scientific and concrete aspects of sound vibrations, to develop intuition and be open to asking, what is willing to meet me? To develop a collection of musical tools in which to draw upon for appropriate occasions. And finally, to hold the spiritual realm of every human being.